All right, I've got another answer to a question that came into my DMs. This one, a woman told me that she doesn't feel like a priority to her husband. Now, this is a tricky one, right? Because I think a lot of times we feel this way. And what I would suggest is that maybe we aren't always going to be a priority to the other person in the way we would like to be, but maybe it doesn't mean we're not a priority overall. So, what I mean by this is we often have different ways of showing love and affection, and we show it in the ways that we tend to need it. So, if we go to the love language idea by Gary Chapman, if someone needs more quality time with someone, then that's going to feel to them like I make this person a priority because I want to spend a lot of quality time with them. However, if your partner doesn't have as strong a need for quality time, maybe they're more into physical touch or acts of service or all of those, right? If theirs is different, then they're not going to be as likely to show it in your same way. But again, that doesn't mean they don't prioritize you. It doesn't mean they don't care how you feel. But I like to just go back to this idea of should they be putting in more quality time because that's a need you have, and we think it's selfish if they don't, or they're not prioritizing you if they don't? Or should you be more understanding that they don't need as much quality time, so you just shouldn't be as needy? Well, I think either approach there is flawed because we're telling both ourselves and the other person that they need to be different for us to feel better. And that's going to end up in either some shame or blame and ultimately resentment. So what I suggest instead is to acknowledge that, okay, for sure, I bet we could find a lot of evidence that they do prioritize me in the ways that matter most. Do I feel safe with them? Are we working towards common goals? If we take a step back in our approach to working on our relationship, can we see that we really are aligned on most things? And most couples are, in my experience. Then it's, okay, what's the need that's remaining? What do I have a need for that I thought was going to be fulfilled in my marriage that maybe it's not? Maybe it's going to be through a friend, through your sister, or through someone else in your life that's in line with your integrity. I wouldn't suggest you go and find extra fling on the side. It's going to result in a lot more heartache. But are there other ways that you can get this need fulfilled without it coming from your partner? In that way, we're just trying to put together the puzzle, and there's a lot of different ways to put it together, as long as we aren't adamant that these two pieces fit together when they don't. We don't want to try to force those pieces together. We know what happens. We can force it and try to jam them together, but it's going to be a mess and things aren't going to work out in the end. But when we allow, like, okay, it doesn't fit together in this way, maybe that's a little disappointing. Allow yourself a moment of that, no problem. But then let's be quick to go to this idea that there's tons of ways to get our needs met and live in integrity. Now, knowing that's true, what are some other ways you could get these needs met? So give that a try and let me know if you have another question. Thanks.